Hello everyone, my name is Steven Steele and welcome back to World of Tanks. Today we're going to be doing a review of the French Tier 8 premium medium tank, the AMX Chasseur du Char. I don't really know. I call it the Croissant du Croissant because of obvious French reasons. It is French, so it's called the Croissant for short. It's great for crew training and it's great for making credits, so I do recommend any of you who are out for a tank like that to get this. But approach this with caution as it is not an easy tank to play. And the main reason for that is when you look at the hull and the turret armor, it's 30 frontal hull armor and 20 side armor, and same goes for the turret. It even looks like somebody's tried to straighten out a banana or whatever. That's how this tank looks. Well, whatever. Armor is non-existent on this tank, like a proper Croissant should not have any armor. And what does it get? Well, it weighs 34 tons, which is quite amazing. It has no armor, but guess what? Let's compare this to a heavy tank I have here. It is actually bigger. The Croissant is actually bigger than a fucking heavy tank. Russian heavies aren't the biggest, but still, it's quite big, this tank. And you can feel sometimes how easy it is to hit this thing, which is obviously bad when you have no armor. But that's why it weighs 34 tons. However, don't fear, this tank has 1200 horsepower engine. Because reasons, and it makes this tank so fast. This thing has a 35 power to weight ratio, and to put that into perspective, I put up a review of the Tier 8 light tank, the AMX 1390, and that one has a 23 power to weight ratio. So this tank has 50% more power, horsepower per ton it weighs, which is quite insane. To go with that, it has a 57 top speed, which is very, very nice as well. And it has 40 hull traverse speed, which is also pretty nice. It is probably the weakest link is the traverse speed. It does lose some speed when it traverses, but it's so fast to accelerate it picks it right up again, so it doesn't really matter too much. Turret traverse finally is 38. Again, not amazing, but good enough really. And looking at how big and funky this turret is, I can't really complain about such a good speed, to be honest. It's not bad at all. So, yeah. Let's have a look at the gun now, shall we? And I want to show you this French gun, along with the German premium tank, the Panther 88, that gun. And I want to show you the STA-2 gun as well. Those are probably the most direct competitors to this, so let's see those. There you go, that's the French 90mm on the left, the Japanese 90mm in the middle, and the German 88mm on the right. So the French one is slowest at rate of fire, which is slightly too bad, but it doesn't make that big of a difference in the playstyle. 8.22 is still pretty good. It's above average for a premium. You get 212 penetration, and this is where the AMX CDC really shines. The Croissant has 212 against 185 of the STA-2 and 203 of the Panther 88's penetration on its standard rounds. That is very significant, and the premium ammo is APCR and has 259 pen, which is what you would get on the Tier 10 French medium tanks, the standard ones. The AMX 30 has 260 pen, and the Batchat has 258, so that's pretty much this value, so your gold ammo is that of a Tier 10 medium tank. With these other tanks having 275, but it's heat, so it has trouble, the STA-2 gun, and the Panther 88 has 237 APCR, which is way below the 258. Other than that, you have 0.34 accuracy, better than the Japanese, worse than the German, but the German has worse aim time, which the French tank has very good stuff here. 2.2 seconds is really good. And the Japanese one has 2.1 seconds, which is slightly better, but it's not really noticeable. So to put it out there, this is one of the most competitive guns you can get on a Tier 8 premium tank, and this is one of the fastest tanks to get on Tier 8. So, yeah, that pretty much is what CDC is good at. But enough said about our friendly Croissant here. Let's have a look at how it performs in the game. There we go. Here's the game that we have. It's playing on Erlenberg. We are top tier, and I'm playing with one of my friends who's playing his Croissant as well. Erlenberg, always like to go to my side of the map, which is in this case the castle, so let's do that now, shall we? So, first of all, let's go over some additional stats. This tank has 1400 hit points, which is surprising for a tank that's supposed to be really easy to kill with no armor and stuff, but the tank is very big, so I guess that kind of makes up for it. Size of the tank often makes it have more hit points, like the Tiger, so I guess that's not a very strange thing after all. You get yourself a 390 view range, which is pretty good. As you can see, I'm trying to play this tank as an early spotting tank. It does work from time to time, doesn't always work, but it is a pretty good vehicle for it. And you have the great acceleration at top speed, so you can get into position quick and try to make your shit happen. Try to get shot at the IS, but I shoot a bit low and I miss it. But I do spot the Cromwell, which is useful enough, I guess. 390 view range, would recommend coded optics with that as well, but you can decide for yourself if you don't want that. And other than that, there's not much more to it. Get a free shot on the Cromwell here. I'll actually get hit by a pretty big shell. I'm not entirely sure who hit me, but as you can see, it's right in the cheek of my turret. So now this Comet is going to be pretty annoying, but I can't really be bothered to let him sit there, really. I can take 3 shots at him. He points his turret the other way, so I just go out, auto-aim, and shoot him in the face. This tank, Peekabooms, is very important on this tank, and that brings me kind of to what this tank's playstyle is. As you can see, the playstyle of this tank is to Peekaboom and not try to take any damage at all. The Comet actually bounced on me there. I'm pretty sure he hit my gunman. Well, I'm not pretty sure, I'm 100% sure. That's the only place anyone could ever bounce. So you get a free shot at the Rheinmetall Waffle Traeger here. But yeah, this tank's playstyle, Peekaboom, sit at long range, use your great view range to your advantage. That's really how you play this tank in most, if not all, situations. Another thing to note, this tank has a very competitive 10 degrees of gun depression, which means you can pretty much always use any ridge lines and fuck your enemies up from those ridge lines as well. To see our ally pick up the IS there, T-3485. He had a pretty good game as well, to be honest, so... Now we do move in. It's time to finish this flank off. You never want to lead a charge with this tank unless you are cleaning up. Cleaning up a portion is the only reason to ever go forward with this tank, because this tank is definitely not a tank that can lead the charge. It has no armor, and it has very bad camouflage as well, to be honest. You really need to be careful for that. Tank's easy to spot, so... yeah. As you can see, the gun blooms quite a bit when you move, but the shots tend to go alright. And the penetration is so good that as long as you hit a target properly, you're gonna pen him most of the time. Especially medium tanks shouldn't really be any issues, after all. So we win this flank, and we've done a nice 2k damage already. We did take a big shell in the beginning, but after that we were pretty much completely fine. You can see the very competitive aim time, and once I'm aimed, I try for the shot. 266 damage roll feels pretty meaty on a gun like this. That shot goes a bit high though, so it most likely didn't hit him at all. But yeah, that's pretty much the playstyle of this tank. You want to stay at long range and snipe. You have great mobility to go sit in a good position. You have a great long range sniping gun. You don't have good camo at all, especially when you move, so don't rely on that. And in general, don't try to take any shots because you have no armor. In terms of cruise skills, I would go 6th sense immediately, right away as possible, because you need to know when you're spotted. The general rule, when you don't have 6th sense yet, assume that you're spotted, because this tank's camo is pretty terrible. But if you're sniping from behind bushes, then I guess it could be quite alright. Other than that, smooth right and snapshot, camouflage, and maybe even repairs is good. Yeah, crew members die quite a lot, so you can actually go for jack of all trades as well. But I don't really like that skill, to be honest. You can see the gun bloom whenever you move around is quite huge, and you need to be very careful of that. We will pick up the kill here, which is very nice. But yeah, using the gun depression makes your turret a very small target. One thing I want to show you, the gun is pretty high up on the turret, so if you aim down, you should be generally alright. I don't really have a big target to shoot at, which is a very good thing as well. You see the gun depression immediately allows me for a shot here, and there's the WZ. I will go over this ridge a little bit in order to get the shot. He's not looking at me, so it's free. waiting for the server reticle to catch up there before I got that shot off and finish him off. Churchill Mark 7 shouldn't be a big problem at all. This game is kind of one. It was a bit... Oh, there we go, I got ammo racked. It was a bit of an iffy call when they were capturing our base, but we won this fight anyway. There you saw the ammo rack that this tank gets a lot of times. This tank gets ammo racked almost every game. If you didn't get ammo racked in a game, you probably didn't get shot, or you were just incredibly lucky. But this tank gets ammo racked so often. You need to get used to that if you want to be useful. You need to save your repair kit for it, as I did this game. If you get tracked, you can... If you have a good repairing crew, then you can hopefully get out without needing to repair your track, so you can save your repair kit for your ammo rack. That is one thing to keep in mind as well. But yeah, that's it for the playstyle. With the equipment, I would recommend Gun Rammer for the better reload, Vertical Stabilizer for the better sniping, well, better snapshotting, and peek booming, and Coated Optics for the view range. That's it for this game. There's the end plates of that game. We got Nace Tanker, we got a bunch of medals, including spotting for 1500 spotting in the beginning of the game. And we got a high caliber medal, which is very nice as well. So we did 3897 damage. We got ourselves 1409 base XP and 4 kills. Kudos to this T-3485 for his nice result as well. And we made ourselves a ridiculous profit, 100,000 easily. Even if I had shots of premium, or if I had died, I would have still gotten like that amount of profit. It really is very nice. It is with premium though, but without premium I would have had 70,000, which is also really nice. So we've been over everything, we've seen the game and we've seen the stats, and now let's get to my final verdict. Is this tank worth the gold or money you pay for it? And the answer is, hell yes, this is one of the best tier 8 premium medium tanks. Has a lot of good things going for it. It has a great competitive gun, great mobility. It is a hell of fun to play. It does do the crew training really well, and it has great credit making potential, as you saw. So, comparing this to the other tier 8 premiums, the playstyle is very much never ever get shot. But if you like that type of playstyle, then this is a great vehicle, and it's totally worth it. Especially, as I said, if you want to do crew training. That all said, that's pretty much it for this game and this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you liked the video, and then I hope you will see my other videos too, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.